Imagine having so much money that you hardly know what to do with it. Wouldn't it be thrilling just to think about that? While it might sound a bit far-fetched, it's not impossible. That's right, you can actually attract this level of wealth, and today's video might completely change how you think about money. We're diving into Neville Goddard's law of assumption. This concept is surprisingly straightforward. By changing your beliefs, you can invite wealth into your life. Most of us have experienced that sinking feeling when checking our bank account, stressing over bills and wondering if we'll ever have enough. Sound familiar? But what if there was a way to escape this cycle? What if you could break free from those money worries and step into a life where abundance flows naturally? This isn't about luck or waiting for a windfall. It's about recognizing that your mind has the power to shape your reality. This idea centers on shifting focus away from what you see now and instead believing in the reality you want. Now, this might sound unconventional, especially since we've been taught to stay grounded and deal with what's in front of us. But what if that's exactly what's been holding us back? Think about it. When you check your finances, what do you see? Perhaps a stack of bills, a bank balance that's lower than you'd like, or a paycheck that barely covers expenses. And how does that make you feel? Likely not great. But what if instead of focusing on what's wrong, you started focusing on what you want? What if right now you believed that you were already wealthy, that money flows easily to you, and that financial opportunities come naturally? Neville Goddard's law of assumption teaches that what you believe becomes your reality. It doesn't mean ignoring what's in front of you, but choosing to focus on the future you wish to create. For instance, if you believe you're not good with money, you might avoid dealing with it, make impulsive choices, and miss opportunities to improve your situation, all because deep down you don't believe you can manage it. That belief becomes self-reinforcing. But what if you switched it up? What if you believed you were great with money, that you could handle and grow it? How might that shift impact your choices and actions? Let's consider reality for a moment. We've been raised to trust only what we can see, touch, and experience directly. Seeing is believing, right? But when it comes to wealth building, this mindset can limit you. By focusing on your current financial situation, you may be locking yourself into a cycle of scarcity. Each time you dwell on what's lacking, you reinforce the idea that this is your reality, as if telling the universe, "This is my situation and it won't change." Consider money as an example. When you check your bank balance and it's lower than you'd like, what's your reaction? Anxiety? Stress? Thoughts like, "I never have enough," or "I'm just not good with money" might arise. These negative thoughts influence your actions. You might avoid looking for better job opportunities because you feel you're not capable. You might hesitate to invest, thinking you don't have enough. You might even spend impulsively, reasoning, "Why bother saving?" Interestingly, the more you focus on what you don't want, such as financial stress, the more power you give it, almost like shining a spotlight on it. The more you dwell, the larger it grows. That's why simply working harder doesn't always solve financial issues. Even with long hours, if your mindset is stuck in not enough, you'll keep encountering situations where you feel short on resources. Your outer world reflects your inner thoughts. If your mind is filled with scarcity, that's what will appear in your life. So if fixating on your current reality isn't helping, what's the solution? This is where imagination comes into play. And we're going to explore this next. Here's an essential step. It's not just about visualizing your dream life. You need to feel it as if it's already happening. This is where most people get stuck, but it's also where the magic happens. When imagining yourself living a life of wealth, feel all the emotions that come with it: joy, excitement, peace, and confidence. The next part involves acting as though your imagined reality is already true. This doesn't mean spending money you don't have. It's about adopting the mindset and confidence of someone who is already wealthy. Think about it. Wealthy people invest in themselves, pursue opportunities, and network with other successful people. Start doing those things now. When making decisions, ask, "What would my wealthy self do?" and act accordingly. Remember, the law of assumption isn't a one-time thing. It's a practice that gets easier with time. At first, it might feel a bit strange, but over time it becomes second nature. Many people trying this say they don't see immediate results, but if you stay consistent, you'll notice small shifts that eventually lead to bigger changes. Let's address a few common mistakes. First, don't let doubt take over. As you start visualizing your wealthy life, a little voice might say, "This won't happen." That doubt can undermine all your progress. The law of assumption requires you to genuinely believe your desire is real. When doubt sneaks in, remind yourself that your imagined reality is as valid as the one in front of you. It just hasn't manifested yet. Another mistake is expecting instant results and giving up too soon. The law of assumption isn't a quick fix. It's about shifting your beliefs, which takes time. Some people get excited at first but give up after a week or two because they don't see major changes. But big shifts often start with small signs. Maybe you don't wake up with millions, but perhaps you receive a free coffee, a random refund, or a fresh idea for earning money. These are signs that it's starting to work. Another common pitfall is obsessing over how the money will come. You might be visualizing yourself as wealthy, but then wonder, how will it happen? A lottery win? A promotion? A surprise windfall? This thinking limits you by suggesting wealth can only come in certain ways. But in reality, the universe or your subconscious has endless ways to bring wealth into your life. Instead of stressing over the how, focus on the feeling of already being wealthy. Trust that by holding on to that assumption, the right circumstances will appear. Your job isn't to figure out how it will happen, only to believe that it is happening. Finally, if doubt is holding you back, try taking small actions that align with your future vision, like learning more about finances, connecting with inspiring people, or starting a side project. Remember, doubt doesn't mean the law of assumption isn't working. It's part of the journey. Every time you choose to believe in your desired reality instead of giving in to doubt, your belief in that reality strengthens. So don't let doubt stop you. See it as an opportunity to reaffirm your commitment to the life you're building. Keep assuming your desired reality, even if your surroundings haven't caught up. Persistence will bring rewards.